So it was great watching you train for a little bit. I was getting tired just watching you. What were you going through today?
This is like the light day. Wednesdays.
Great.
Wednesdays,
That heavy day, I'd be sweating just watching you.
No, so usually we do like two workouts on Monday, sparring and a drill session on Tuesday, one workout on Wednesday, then 2 and 2 on Thursday, Friday, and 1 on Saturday. So Wednesday's kind of like just a grappling, just drilling, a little bit of live, nothing too intense. But just staying sharp, getting the reps in.
Now, how does let's say like a hard day of MMA training, how does that compare to like the hardest days of judo training when you were specializing in that?
I would say they're pretty similar. I think that in judo, I would go to exhaustion a little bit more, just because I think it's safer. If you go to exhaustion in MMA, like you might get knocked out in sparring. Like if your hands come down and you get clipped, like that's CTE, that's dangerous. So I think that in judo I was able to, like, if you get thrown, you get thrown. Like, you just stand back up and you're okay. But MMA is mentally, I don't know, because judo is mentally, like, exhausting just because it's the same thing over and over again. MMA I love because I feel like every day I learn something new. I'm getting better. I'm pushing myself. They're pretty similar.
What inspired you to make the transition?
I just felt like I knew I was done with judo. I was burnt out. I was burnt out before the 2016 Olympics. I knew I was going to retire no matter what happened. But I didn't feel like I was done athletically. I still felt like I had some gas in the tank. And I saw all the success that Rhonda was having. I saw, there was a real opportunity for women to come in here and make a name and make a living and do great things. I saw the platform, how big it is, how popular it's becoming, how much it's growing. And I didn't want to live with what ifs. I didn't want to be 45 saying, man, what if I had done that? What if I had tried it? So I started training, and about a month after I started training, I went to my first sparring session, and the first time I got punched in the face, that was it. I was like, no, I'm doing this. I will be a fighter.
And it's getting you're 10-0 now, and do you still feel like because obviously 10 fights it's a lot, but it's maybe also not that much. Like, do you still feel like you're learning and
Yes.
getting better with every fight?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we're just scratching the surface of my potential. Every day I'm getting better, and I think that what's happening now is that I'm getting comfortable. I'm getting confident. I'm starting to believe in myself, believe in my striking, believe in my training. Whereas before I was kind of like faking it till I made it. Like, I'm like, I believe it, but I'm going to go for the takedown right away. Like, now I know that I can stand toe to toe with anyone in the world.
Is there anything specific maybe about the striking game that you felt like took you kind of the longest to feel comfortable with?
I think just relaxing, just like it's hard for someone like me who's a perfectionist to get hit and not feel like I'm losing the fight. Like, I was always like, if I would get hit in sparring, I would freak out and like go 100 like balls to the wall. And whereas I realize now, like, it's okay, like, you're gonna get that back. Patience, take your time, pick your shots, hit, not get hit. Just relaxing and being able, by relaxing, having a lot more success.
How do you enjoy your time at PFL so far? Because it really is like, I've been an MMA fan for years, and I think the uniqueness of it and the format and the seasons, I think it's very refreshing. What's it like being a part of that?
Absolutely. I love the sport formula for MMA. I think that this is the future of MMA. I think, obviously, the promotions kind of have a boxing feel that they have their history in boxing, where it's, you pick and choose, and the pound for pound list is made up and all these things. But I think that a sport-based tournament where it's, you have a regular season, a playoffs, and a championship, and every year there's a new championship, just like the MLB, just like the NFL, just like the NBA. I think that's the future. It puts the destiny in the fighter's hands and takes out all of the politics and he said and she's prettier and this and that. And I think it's if you want MMA to be considered a serious sport, a real sport, this is the kind of thing you have to do.
That's well said. Tell me about your fight coming up with Jenna Fabian. What are you expecting?
We got a classic, striker versus grappler matchup. She's a 6 foot tall southpaw striker. I'm a 5'8", southpaw grappler, and we were actually supposed to fight in 2019 in the playoffs, but she pulled out of the fight. So I've been preparing for this for a while. I'm excited for it. I know she's definitely made a lot of strides. She looks good. She looks on form. I think I'm just better.
And I would agree with that. And I'm not just saying that because you're the one sitting in front of me.
Thanks.
And by the way, of course, with your amazing Olympic background, are you looking forward to? I mean, hopefully, knock on wood, the Olympics go as scheduled.
Yeah.
Is that something you're still really into? You're going to be watching all of
Yeah,
it?
for sure. I actually got offered to commentate for the judo portion, but
wow.
just because the fight is
It's
August
scheduled,
19th,
yeah.
I wasn't able to make it happen. But I am a huge fan of the Olympics. I have been since, I was 6 years old and the 96 games were in Atlanta.
Nice.
My team, one of my very good friends, Angie Delgado, is going to be competing in judo at the 52 kilo category, so everybody cheer her on. Yeah, I'm excited to watch. I think it'll be interesting games, but it's going to be interesting just for me personally because I'm going to be sitting on the couch instead of,
Yeah.
in the
It's
village.
going to be a different feel, right?
Yeah, for sure.
As far as the fight coming up in August, is it nice to be able to fight close to home and not have to do the whole traveling thing, the flights and the hotels?
I'm pretty jacked up about it. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited. There's just I never fought in the regional scene. I didn't do amateur fights, so I've kind of always been traveling, doing this, doing that, and I'm excited to fight just in my backyard. ATT's right here. Hopefully all of my teammates better show up, or I'm gonna whoop their asses. No, but it'll be good. I'm excited for it.
As far as I know you focus on the fights. There are a lot of stories being written about your contract situation and your future.
Mm-hmm.
Is it ever hard to compartmentalize that stuff and not think about those things and just focus on the fighting?
Of course, there's always. I think about those things. I think about, my future, my legacy, what I want to do, where am I going to go, what's going to happen. I think that's just human nature. Like, it's inevitable. I think about it, but I just try and remember I have a job to do. And the better I do my job, the higher dollar amount I'm going to have next to my paycheck. And, the more lives I can change, the more everything. So goal number one, go out there and win my fights. That's it. The rest will take care of itself.
Amen to that. Thank you so much, Kayla. So nice
my
meeting
pleasure.
you.
Thank you.